First, I'm going to show you this video, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. But before we talk about it, please watch this bloviating week-old sack of Arby's roast beef.
He's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will. And you can tell this of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least one more term, right? And he'll get that in 28.
You're not driving me crazy. I'm trying to understand the coherence of the things you've just told me. On the one hand, you've said the Constitution is fit for purpose. Secondly, you've said that President Trump needs another term, even though the 22nd Amendment makes pretty clear that he cannot have another term.
Why does it make that clear?
Because he's on his second term already.
At some point in time, we will make sure we go through, Zanny, and define all those terms.
But you will be undermining the spirit of that amendment, even if you find some way around it.
If the American people, with the mechanisms we have, put Trump back in office, are the American people tearing up the Constitution? Would that be tearing up?
Well,
would the American people be going against the spirit of the Constitution, ma'am?
I think yes, actually, because I think what you will end up with is a populist justification for a quasi-dictatorship.
That's not true at all.
That's what it sounds like.
It's not. Trump is a dictatorship. Did you just see the compromises he had to make on the big, beautiful bill? You see the compromises he has to do on everything, on accommodating Zelensky, on what President Trump. President Trump is nothing but a series of negotiations to kind of keep this thing rolling forward, where he's having trade-offs all the time.
Steve, you've just spent the last 20 minutes telling me we have to smash the other side. There's no room for debate. There's no room for compromise. We must smash them. And now you're telling me this is a negotiation. I mean, that's
no.
I guess that's why it seems to me some kind of tension there.
Off, the only way President Trump wins in 2028 and continues to stay in office is by the will of the American people, okay? And the will of the American people is what the Constitution embodies. And so I think we're going to be in good hands there. We need to finish what we started.
Yes, if the American people decided they want to put Donald Trump back in for a third term in 2028, it would be going against the Constitution of the United States of America. The Constitution clearly states that you cannot have a third term. Period. The only way to change that is through a bill that gets passed with 2/3 of the House. Never going to happen. 2/3 of the Senate. Never going to happen. Then it gets signed by the president and ratified by 38 states. Never going to happen. The only way Trump gets a third term is if he subverts the Constitution, goes against the founding documents of this country, and installs himself as a dictator. Period. And I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen. That's not. He can walk out the front door on January 20th, or he can get carried out by officials. But his term ends on January 20th, 2029. Whether he likes it or not. And to say at least one more term, he's going to be in his early 80s. Mid-80s by the time he finishes a third term, which is never going to happen. You guys want him to be president into his 90s? Guys, this is something they're going to try to sell the American people on over the course of the next 3 years. The Constitution is clear. This piece of shit doesn't get another term.